All right. Well, thank you everyone for attending today's Xara webinar. This is one in a series of Xara webinars that we've been doing, and we'll be doing many more in the future. So today's topic, it's a really fun one, how visual communication closes more business. Um, in general, it's one of the most frequent asked questions that we get at Xara from our users. And how can they take data, something that's kind of ugly in its current form, and make it pretty and easy to understand for their audience? That can be something from an Excel spreadsheet, or it could even be bullet points like you see here, and turning this into something that people can instantly look at and say, wow, and immediately understand it. 65% or more of your audience are going to be visual learners. That's what studies show. So it's highly critical that the content that you produce has visual elements to it. And we're going to show you exactly how that is done today. A lot of people are intimidated by having to turn something into a picture versus just writing, me included. And so I think what you'll see today is how that can be done really quickly and easily. So we're going to go through a couple topics. One, why digital data visualization matters. We're also going to talk about how you can create those, and we're going to go through some real live demos and real documents that can be created in Xara and Vizzlo together. And what's really, really great about today is we have a data visualization expert with us. So today in our webinar, we have our partner, Vizzlo, with us, and specifically Markus, who's a product manager at Vizzlo. Markus, say hi.
Hi, guys.
Perfect. And also with us is Eva, who is our lead product manager at Xara and specifically responsible for the product integration with Vizzlo. Are you
Hi,
there?
also from my side, yeah.
Yeah, and Eva also is going to be in the chat, in the Q&A, having fun with you. So also, so please ask questions. We'll be addressing those on the fly, on the go, as we go through the presentation. Then there will be at the end more time for a Q&A as well. And so Xara and Vizzlo, we have a really great partnership, a really tight product integration. And as you know, Xara is a document creation and document publishing platform that really focuses on ease of use, branding to ensure the document that gets published is beautiful, on point, on brand, and collaborative. And so multiple people working on it to get it done quick and fast, and be able to share. And Vizzlo is similar. Vizzlo is quick and easy around data visualization. Markus, maybe you can give a 2-minute elevator pitch of Vizzlo.
Yeah, hi, guys. I'm Markus, the product manager from Vizzlo. Happy to be here. Well, I'm really happy that the Xara guys built this integration to Vizzlo because our goal is basically the same. We want to make the creation of visualizations easy, quickly for everybody. So the goal of Vizzlo is really to have a lot of charts ready for you to use, for you to style, and in the end to embed or present or whatever you want to use with that. And I'm going to show you the product later a bit and to familiarize yourself.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the webinar, you're going to be able to say, wow, why haven't I been doing this before? And at least that's our goal. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Remember that the question and answer is open, so please ask questions. You can do it to all panelists so everybody sees. And let's jump right into it. So Markus, please give us your expertise.
Yeah, so I want to motivate the topic of data visualization a bit, and therefore I created 3 examples. The first one that you look at came to my head when I recently heard that the Berlin airport was opened with a delay of more than 9 years. So in Germany, that was quite a big fun. So, and I couldn't really believe that it was actually opened, but it happened. So I went to Wikipedia and just to read the story about the airport again, and found this table to the left, which has a lot of announcements and opening dates listed next to each other. And on the right-hand side, you see this range plot that turns this raw text heavy data into something that clearly shows the message in a visual way. So what data visualization should do, it should make data easier to understand. And that was one example. The second example that I brought you is this pie chart on the left side, which I found it's actually a data visualization, and but it's quite noisy, quite busy. There's a lot of stuff going on. You have to switch between the legend and the slices forth and back to see which country, which region does what. And yeah, you can just, if you just remove the noise a bit and you find a story that the chart or the data can tell, then you're good. Then you can convince people with what you want to say. And it turns out that the USA and China account for more than 50% of the military expenditures globally. And that's a bit hidden in the example from the left-hand side. And I tried to unleash the information that's contained in this small data set. A third point that is when data visualization can help you is at the stage where you explore data. So here we are looking at tweets from Donald Trump, or let's say the likes that Donald Trump received for the tweets he sent out since 2009, which is more than 55,000. So that's basically way too much data to just look at it in a table form. So we have to kind of explore the data, and that's what data visualization can help you. You see that there's one outlier. At the 2nd of October this year, Donald Trump tweeted about being tested positive for COVID-19 and received more than 1.8 million likes for that, way more than for any other tweet. So that's the third way where data visualization can help you, just by exploring the data that you're looking at.
And that probably wasn't a good thing for Donald Trump, because I guess he lost the election. Probably the hedge funds and market funds were looking at this Twitter data and saw that outlier of people liking that he got COVID and said, now we know the way the election's going to go. Very interesting. So I think this is a really good and fantastic platform foundation to look at, right? Of telling a story, reducing the noise, and spotting outliers to immediately get and highlight, right? If Markus, you could this what you see on the screen, you could don't have to have a story. No one has to talk to it. You can just visually see exactly what the answer is, or what's being trying to communicate. And that's exactly what data visualization is about. So we've talked about why, we've talked about some examples. Now let's actually do some of it, and show how quick and easy it is. Again, reduce that intimidation factor for people of being able to create visuals out of the data that you have. So we're going to jump right into a live demo. And oops, let me do that. So the story is, so we have a consulting firm, Matt and Markus, 2M Consulting, and we focus on helping companies bring ideas to revenue, unlocking hidden value within corporations. And so we have a client that we're a potential client that we're getting ready to pitch. And so we're working in Xara and putting together our slide presentation, Eva, Markus, and I. And we're, a couple hours away from going to that pitch. So we really got to get going. So the first thing is as we can see, it's all branded through the Xara brand management capability that automatically applies that to your document. And I'm going down the slides, and I see here that Markus and Eva are well represented, but somebody got left out. So let me quickly add myself into our team. So I just go ahead and do our smart duplicate feature that automatically spaces everybody. I'm going to go click on Markus and replace him with a beautiful image of myself. I have a little bit less hair, but I think it will work. And then change the name. And I'm actually in Frankfurt, as you can see by the skyline behind me. So we have the three corners or the three triangle of Germany covered here. And we're ready to go. And so we're almost done with our deck, but we noticed that one of the major things that any client is going to want to understand is what's the project timeline, right? We're paying you for your services. we want to make sure that it's done in an appropriate amount of time. So we have to put a timeline together, and we've put it together in an Excel spreadsheet, but that's not going to work. Markus, what do we do?
So yeah, let me show you the integration of Vizzlo if you haven't used it before, and also the product. And so what you have to do when you're using Xara, you click on this little Vizzlo icon here, and from here you can start creating a new chart, and that's what we're going to do next. So the message says Vizzlo is going to open a new tab. Don't be surprised by that. And yeah, that's going to be the first screen that you see when you go to Vizzlo. I will just spend a minute to familiarize you with the product before we come back to create the chart. When you log into Vizzlo, and when you have an account, where you end up is this home screen where you have some Help Center articles that should get you started, some product updates and all that. And what we are going to do now is we're going to create a Gantt chart that should help us communicate the planning and the scheduling of our project. So we do that by creating a new document. Now we're going to be in this portfolio again, where you could just get inspired, browse the charts that we offer. But we take the Gantt chart, which is right on top, which helps our clients a lot communicating their projects. And then when you create a new document, that's what you're going to see. Depending on your default colors and fonts that you choose, this is basically the default data that's gonna wait for you. So what we're gonna do, what we want to do with Vizzlo is we want to make it easy to create these charts. So what we're gonna do next is, when you have the project plan ready in an Excel file, just like Matt said, we're gonna import the data, and there's a few ways you can do that. We're gonna use an Excel file. You could use CSV or even Google Sheets documents to get your project plan into that. We can use this drag and drop functionality, and you see the chart will update once I click the OK button. One feature that we and our clients like a lot is that this date parsing here is just done automatically, depending on your locale or whatever. You don't have to worry about dates, about the data input. Just drag and drop your file into that spreadsheet, close it, and this will update. So now let's be more on brand with what the presentation looks like. The first thing we're gonna do or can do is just change the theme. I had created a theme for this presentation for our little consultancy, and that's going to change the fonts, it's going to change the colors and all that. And now it looks way more familiar with either your brand or your likings, depending on what you want to do. So, and yeah, what you can do now here, we're at the styling part. We have the data in there. We now, maybe we see that we have to rearrange our task and activities. We see that the data sources that we wanted to connect our tool with, they come here. We can just drag and drop the whole chart along. We can make it easy to highlight a specific time area here with one of those shades, saying that this is a holiday season. You have a few styling options when you use Vizzlo. Just try it out depending on your likings. Just play around with the chart. And what we are gonna do now is actually, we want to say like, hey, we don't need the title. We changed the layout to what fits the presentation. And basically, that's it. We are ready to go with the chart.
One thing too is I want to mention, as a user of Vizzlo, I live in spreadsheets quite a bit. I have to produce a lot of reports and numbers, and I think that it might not come fully across in what just happened. Literally, we dragged an Excel spreadsheet of data onto the Vizzlo spreadsheet that immediately and automatically created this beautiful Gantt chart. I mean, that's it. So when we're talking about reducing that intimidation of visualization of not knowing what to do, Vizzlo does it for you, and it's fantastic. And right in looking at a spreadsheet of the data you can see here versus what it instantly tells a story, it gives confidence to your client that, man, these guys know what they're doing. It's on brand, it's on point. So now when we go back into the presentation, it's going to fit immediately. I guess we should go do that. And here we go. Our library is going to update. So anything that's done in Vizzlo will automatically update here in Xara. And then you literally just drag it. I mean, that's sometimes it's a little challenging, but drag and drop is pretty easy, huh? I hope people get my sarcasm. And then you can just literally grab it and move it into the position. And our project timeline is done, on brand, on point, beautiful. We're going to win the deal.
Yeah, the goal is really to make it easy and simple. Like the chart, the drag and drop functionality is there. You can rearrange data, whatever. The data input should be really simple. That's the goal, basically, of Vizzlo, making this easy, quick, and on brand, definitely.
And one of the things you can do too through the integration, if you click the edit button here, you could do click this and want to open up the chart immediately in Vizzlo that you can make edits, come back and update it, and you're ready to go. So Markus, continue. You're the expert.
Oh, guys, let's continue with another chart. Like, let's show another feature. Like once we have a chart embedded here, we can just a Vizzlo chart that is embedded, and we can just keep updating it whenever the data changes. So here we have a financial analysis. We have this waterfall chart that should break down our balance sheet from the past season and make it visible to our potential clients and investors. So, and what we did here, I did update the chart in the background. So in the Vizzlo part, we can just click on that, update the graph, and you will see that once you have the presentation ready, you don't really need to worry about getting the data in here anymore. Vizzlo will do that, and Vizzlo and Xara integration will do that for you. It's just one click away, and the new numbers are there. No new chart needed. Nothing has changed except the data. Yep. So yeah.
This is fantastic too. Again, my personal use case of being a user of it, not just because I'm the CEO of Xara, but I actually use the products. And what is great is about collaboration, right? So I get these monthly or weekly, actually, marketing reports and monthly financial reports that go right into a spreadsheet, into Vizzlo. I have a standard document that I can do, and I just hit update, and everything just magically updates in real time. The report that I can send off to our investors, I can send off to whoever I need to, our shareholders, and make it super, super easy. So it's not just the visualization of things, but it's also the collaboration and quick updating of the things that are already there. And I think that's extremely important, especially when time is very important to all of us, and that speed and ease. It's fantastic. It's man, this has been a blessing for me. I'm glad we integrated with Vizzlo, that's for sure. So as we have our presentation, so we're ready to go. The next thing that we would obviously, whoops, sorry about that. I took control of the screen. The next thing that we would do is we would obviously go ahead and share this to web, and we would publish it so we could get a dedicated, unique URL that we would publish, that we could present from, and also we could send to our client or potential clients after the meeting so they can review it after. The great thing about this link is if we ever update this presentation after the meeting and make some tweaks to it, all we have to do is hit an update. The link never changes, and the client will, once they click on it, see all the updated changes. So it goes all the way through from changing of a spreadsheet of data, updating your Xara document, to then updating the published document at the client site. Complete chain of events. All right. So now that we have this amazing presentation and they said, give us a proposal, what do we do next? So as you know, Xara is a universal document editor. You can create everything from business cards to social media posts to a presentation we just saw. And now you have here is a proposal that we now want to go actually win the business. As you can see, on brand, it was automatically applied to the template. Excuse me. So as we go down the document here, we're missing one thing, the revenue projections. This is obviously something that our client in the proposal want to know, what kind of impact are we going to have on their business, right? And so I think we have a really interesting example of how we can visualize that with some intelligence. Markus?
Yeah, let's just add another chart. I will present the second one to you. We go the same route again, click on the Vizzlo icon, add a new chart. It will tell us again it's going to be a new tab open. Okay, we now know that. And the second chart we're going to look at is a bar chart, which is something that at least our clients with a financial background choose a lot. So we're going to go to the dashboard again, navigate into the folder that Matt is storing his files in. And then, yeah, we just create a new document and see what we can do with what, with the bar chart. So it's right here in the portfolio at top, just a click away, and then we are good to go. So a bar chart, you probably all have seen it, so should be familiar to you, is something that is so easy to understand. That's why it's really powerful. So shouldn't underestimate it. So what we do now, besides changing the design again, is we're going to go to the spreadsheet again, import it the same way, just basically drag some Excel sheet into that. The data is going to be updated automatically here, and we're good for the styling. So a few features that I want to show you is basically, now we have a chart full of blue bars, which is good, but maybe you want to highlight something. You want to say, oh, there's a negative number in here. So let's give this a different color. And also something that our clients with the financial background recently asked us for to do is something that's called a feature that adds some layer of data and information on top of what is contained in the spreadsheet and in your Excel file. So what we're going to add here is what we call a level difference arrow. And we were asked for that feature recently and implemented it. It does basically compare values across the different bars. And then what you oftentimes want to say, what you want to communicate is something like, hey, from year 2019, quarter 4 to the same quarter in 2020, the revenue just got up by 40%, or let's say, in our example, just by 2, whatever that is at the moment. And but besides just adding these arrows and text here that you can just move to wherever you want it to, you can also give us a projection and say something like, hey, we're looking at 2021, so let's give an outlook. And Vizzlo does some intelligence for you. Just add a projection here, and then, yeah, just give an outlook about how it's going to go with your business. And if that's if 3 quarters is enough, just be fine with it, or you can also add a few more or a few less, depending on what you want to say. The chart is quite interactive here, so you can just click on everything, add your information, change it to the layout that the presentation needs, and go back to Xara and use it there.
And what I think is really interesting, to, if I can add to this, is that the whole goal of the webinar, right, is about telling stories with data and visuals. And again, I mean, how many times have we tried to monkey around with an Excel chart of trying to add these things on there, or you import it into a slide and try to put lines and do all this type of stuff. I mean, what we have here is we dragged and dropped an Excel spreadsheet. We got it automatically visualized for us. Then we were able to get now intelligence on top of that to show us growth rates, potential projections that are automatically, again, visualized, that are beautiful and easy to use and drag around, right? I mean, again, I can't stress enough about how much of a savings this been for me. I use this all the time. I'm actually was just doing a company-wide town hall presentation for our meeting tomorrow, and using Vizzlo to create similar type of charts. And it's that notion of reducing that barrier, that when you have data, and it doesn't have to always be data, it can be bullet points, it can be content, and move those in. And we'll go through the inventory of different visualization options and techniques that Vizzlo offers. So let's go. I guess we need to put it into our proposal, right, and send it off.
Yep, you're good to go. Go back to the presentation and to Xara.
Should
be there waiting for you.
There it is. And let me just update our library. And there it is. Drag it onto our document. And I mean, how perfect is that? And we put it here. Maybe we'll make it a little bit bigger, center it, and I think our presentation is complete. There's no doubt we're going to win this. And we would, again, I could immediately go up to Xara, share the web, and publish it and send it off to a customer, and they get a beautiful looking document that opens up in a browser that they can, I guess we might as well just do it. Why do I talk about it when I can show it, right? We'll quickly share the web. And there'll be a link, and that's actually what the presentation we're sharing earlier. And there it is. And so the proposal comes right to your customer, dynamic. They can see the different pages down below, and they can also do it in full screen, and they can download it as well. And again, if you need to make tweaks to your proposal, you go into Xara, make tweaks, you go into Vizzlo, update some numbers, update that chart in Xara, hit update on the share to web, and your client, that link automatically updates for your client. You don't have to send them another link. It doesn't change. It's automatically always working from the same document. So another example, just real-time usage of data visualization, is we have a weekly marketing report that goes into a spreadsheet with our marketing dashboard in Xara that we create. And someone just updates the spreadsheet, and every Monday we hit update, and voila, we look at a web-based document of all our marketing statistics of what happened the week prior. It's perfect, operational, saves a lot of time, which is probably our most valuable asset, right? All right, so hopefully that was exciting for everybody. At least it was for me. Okay. So I want to be sensitive to time. We're a half an hour in. So, I think one of the biggest things, compelling things about data visualization, and also a great testimonial for Vizzlo. They didn't give this to me. I found this. I think it's fantastic, but it's the editors of the Data Visualization Society, who knew it existed, but they have to be the experts. And they talk about how great and easy it is with creating data visualization with Vizzlo. It's fantastic, and you can't ask for a better testimonial from your users. So what's next? Well, I saw a couple questions in the Q&A. Is we have a great offer for everybody who has attended the webinar. There's a 4-week free trial of the Vizzlo professional plan. So that means you'll get full integration with Xara Cloud. You will get full usage of the Vizzlo system, so you can create as many charts as you want, play around, do different things. All you need to do is, once you set up the integration, you go into Vizzlo, select the professional plan, and enter the coupon code Vizzlo Xara. I think that's pretty intuitive, and it will unlock that for you for free. There's also a link to a document that can help if needed. We will be sending out around a recording of this and this. So if you can't write it down fast enough, don't worry. We'll send it to you in email. So with that, I want to make sure, there's a lot of questions coming in, so I want to make sure that we spend a few minutes talking about those. So Eva, what's the one that we need to answer first?
Yeah, first of all, there is a question from Debbie. She asks if there is a certain minimum Excel version that Vizzlo is bound to.
No, you can actually use any version of Excel. You're not tied to Excel even. You can just connect also to Google Sheets documents that you host on the web somewhere, and your cloud storage provider of that you like best? No, and we support every Excel version. CSV files are also supported when you import the data.
Great. Then we got the question if it is possible to connect the graph to an Excel file that it automatically updates.
Oh yes, yeah. I think I forgot to mention that. Yeah, when you connect a chart to either Excel file, CSV file, or Google Sheets document from the cloud or from a public link, you can also schedule automated updates. Hourly, daily, and weekly intervals are supported currently. So yeah, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. You once style the chart and let the servers do their job, then everything keeps up to date. Yeah, that's possible.
Great. And is it also possible to just embed the chart into a website?
Yeah, you can. We support PNG, PDF download, and also an iframe link that you can just copy to the website where you want to embed the charts. Yeah.
And with the iframe link, would it also automatically update then if the data gets updated?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about it. Once you connect everything and set it up, you don't need to worry at all. Yeah.
Great. Then
and that's a perfect, and oh, sorry, to add to that, I mean, that's a perfect solution for, I know there's a couple people on the webinar that are users and owners of our Xara website building solutions and our professional high-end graphic design products. Vizzlo is a perfect opportunity for you to integrate, real live data updates and charts into your website as well, which we didn't demo today, but maybe that's a future webinar for us.
Great. Then I got another question from Isabella on private. She wanted to know what other type of charts you offer and how many data visualizations you have.
We support, we support more than 100 visualizations. Cannot really say how many of them are data visualizations, but a lot. We support the most common ones and a few exotic ones too. Just like this range plot that I showed with the construction delay. Not so often used, but I personally like it a lot. You can browse the portfolio here to find project management charts. You can find some business concepts like GE, McKinsey metric stuff. You have a word cloud. We have maps, pie chart, obviously, Venn diagram. We have a lot. There's a lot to discover when you go to Vizzlo, and just play around and have fun.
Yep, there's massive inventory, and what's really great that wasn't, I don't think, again, there's so many things to talk about, is also how Vizzlo, once you get the data into the spreadsheet component, that you can go between a bar chart or a line chart or even something that's not even a bar line chart or some other way to visualize that same data automatically with just basically a one click. You don't have to redo everything. So you can, find the type of visualization that supports your story, right? Again, this is all about storytelling and making sure, like in Markus' examples at the beginning, reducing the noise to get your point across to the users. And you can literally go between one chart to another chart once that data is in there. So that's the same thing with content as well, right? Like if you put, it doesn't have to be a number, it can be a word, or it can be, like text as well. So, when we talk about like bringing bullets or other type of content in the system, it's just getting it into the cells and voila, it's amazing.
Once
visualization.
Once the data is set up and imported into Vizzlo, like playing around with different charts is easy. You can migrate from the different charts, not from every chart to another, but that makes sense from the data visualizations. You can just try a few ones till you found the one that represents the data and brings your story across, fits the best to what you want to say. Yeah.
So just remember, before we sign off, in case you need this, 4 free week trial of Vizzlo Professional Plan. Just enter the code as well. And again, we'll follow up with an email and a recording of the video in case you also want to share it with your colleagues as well. So with that, we would like to say thank you, Markus, phenomenal. Thank you for being a great partner with Xara and sharing your expertise about how to visualize, your product expertise as well. and Eva, of course, doing a fantastic job. And thanks for keeping the attendees engaged and happy. We appreciate it.
Thanks to you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thanks from my
Everybody
side.
have a good Thursday wherever you are in the world, and enjoy. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.